Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, which is episode 18 I believe of our Let's Get Cooking series, we're just going to do a quick bug fix from the last 5 or 6 videos which we're making the coffee machine. If you've not bothered with a coffee machine, then you can ignore this video, it won't apply to you. But what we had was a little bug. Let's see if I can demonstrate it. Play here for you. If we go to, let's go through the correct motions. Say we choose large black coffee, we pin that. Okay, and it says place 16-ounce cup on there. And we place the 12-ounce cup on. Then it says press the black coffee. It gives us now the wrong cup size. So oh, okay, I'll change that. As soon as we change that, it skips to the next part, and we can't continue even if we do put a new cup on. Because it's just not allowing us to complete the correct level. So basically, it's now we can continue, we can fill the cup, but I believe the message is all wrong from the your chef in the corner there. I don't believe it goes to delivery. I just double check that, but I don't believe it does. Okay, it does go to delivery. So it works, but we're getting all the wrong messages. Also, our pinned item doesn't disappear at the top there. Okay, because we're all in the wrong phase of the whole process. It's a fairly simple fix. It'll take longer to explain than to do. So let's get on with it. So we need to open up our coffee machine. I already have mine open. And just going to open my coffee machine on here. And most of the work, I believe, is done on... Okay, we've got a little bit of work to do when we drop the cup. So we're going to do a check once we drop the cup. So at the moment, we've got it. So we're checking if it's of the cup class. We're setting our cup reference from a cast. If it is a class, we're attaching it to the pivot point so it's in position. We're setting the physics so it doesn't simulate physics anymore. And we're setting the drinks machine reference inside the cup. Now here we want to make a little change, and it is relatively simple. We're just going to break that, move it along and up. We're going to put in a branch. And we're going to get our check if correct cup size. We're going to join that to that. If it's true, simply going to go ahead and do that. So that, and if it's false, we're just going to add a chef's comment. And we're just going to write in there, wrong size cup. Okay, so that deals with it stopping it jumping forward. As soon as we put a cup into the next one, it checks whether the cup's correct first or not. The next part we need to deal with is when we will try to remove the cup, it will also jump forward because of here. So we need to do a little bit of work here. This one's not too bad either. So first of all, right after our first break here, where we've checked whether it's an actual cup that we're removing and not something else that got overlapped that box by accident. I'm going to move that out of the way just for now. and we're going to, through here, we're going to get another branch. We're going to get that is correct. Oh. Cup size. Check the correct cup size. We're going to again do the same check here. Pass the first check. If it passes this check, we're then going to cut those two off the end there. I'm going to put them here. I'm trying to make this fairly quick. That series was a long session. We're going to add that to there. Then we're going to put these on the end. So we're basically swapped where that is, and you'll see why in a moment. If it's false, then we're going to get our kitchen manager. And we're going to say give prep, no, give current stage message. And then we're going to say give stage message, which I believe we should have. It may be under a different name in this project. Let me have a quick look. I'll give stage comment. Stage message. Okay. Back to our copy machine. Give stage comment. Okay, I had to turn off that. The stage is stage here. The recipe we should have here already. That should be there. And we add a chef's comment. Chef's comment. And we join that. So basically it gives us the same comment as it should have before. So it's not skipping it, and it reminds us again to put the cup on the base. And that should be all you need to do. So let's have a quick look. Why is it not? Oh, okay. I've used the wrong one. Sorry here. Add chef's comment from the library. Okay, I chose the wrong one. Here we go. Yeah, we should go. Yeah. So now we can go ahead and try it now. So again, let's select our last coffee. It doesn't matter which one you choose. They will work. And it says place 16 ounce, so we could deliberately place the wrong size cup here. Wrong cup size, so we know that that's doing that check. Okay, so we can remove that cup, and it tells us then put the 16 ounce cup in. So we put a 16 ounce cup in. And then it tells us to go ahead and do the black coffee, and everything is as it should be. Now remove the cup. All our messages are correct. We're going to fix, it's not really a bug, it's just a change in the way that our pinned ingredients system works. If you've been following the series along, the last 4 episodes were all about making the coffee machine. It was very intense. Some of those are very long videos. I will try and keep this one a bit shorter, but there was a lot to do in making that machine work efficiently and be able to have more than one type of drink in the machine. It would have been so much easier just to have coffee, press a button, done, finished, not have to worry about anything else. But I'm trying to show you open-ended ways of doing it so that you can develop your own game on my tutorials. So what we have, the problem is at the moment is, if you look at the top right of our screen here, we have ingredients. So I chose coffee, and it's saying coffee is none, and that never goes away when we finish our coffee. And the reason that was used to be set was when we dropped our items on our prep table. If we choose there, we've got nothing to check whether the drinks machine has the relevant drink in it. So today we're going to attempt to fix that. There will be a little bit of flying around between different UI elements, but not necessarily UI elements, different blueprints, but I will try and keep it as simple as possible. Without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, so very quickly opening up my base project, and I think the best place to start is going to be in our blueprint function library. So we're going to go ahead and open up our blueprint function library, which you'll find in your blueprints if you've been following along, and let's have BPFL Crazy Cooking. Now, you may or may not have noticed, you may or not have this node here. I was putting this in for doing some testing in the last one, but it's worth keeping it in anyway. This gives an extra validation set. So what changes are we going to do here? Okay, so in our data asset, in our base object class, we did add another one called use prefix. So let's get that one, get use prefix. And we also, I think we had added one saying use name. So we're going to get that as well. The username we're going to deal with first. So let's move this one down out of the way. So the username, actually, let's deal with the use prefix first. Use prefix was literally just going to drop it on there. Okay. We're going to copy and paste this. And from here, we're going to add a branch. So are we going to use the name of the item? If false, we're going to go here. If true, we're going to go there, leave it the same. Interaction key, message, same. Item name we're going to leave blank, and we'll use prefix here. That's the only changes we have to do in there. The next change, I believe, is in HUD. Let me just quickly check. Yes. So in our HUD Crazy Cooking, this one here, we're going to open that up, and we're going to go to what we want is add messages to HUD. So find that here. We're going to modify this a bit. So what I recommend you do is move all that up a bit. Give yourself a little bit of room. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we are going to promote this to a variable here. And we're going to call it interaction message. like so. And that can stay on there. First thing we're going to do, just to be on the safe side, is we're going to clear that message of anything spurious. And then we're going to take this one here. And we're going to get the use prefix. We're going to get branch. If it's true, we've got use K to N. We're going to use that up there. We're going to set the interaction message to the result of that. So I say we need to give ourselves a little bit more room to the left. So let's drag these out here. We can possibly drag that one back. So that will connect to that message. Now I want you to copy and paste that below. We're going to set our interaction message here. And on this one, we're going to change it. So we're going to get rid of the word use. And we're going to get rid of the word to. We're still going to have our K, M, and N. So K is the key. Oh. K is the key. M is the message. And N is the name. And we're going to add that to there. And then we're going to join these together. So that's a little. This is nothing to do with the pin things, it's to do with our interaction messages and changes that we've made on them. Just so they display a little bit nicer. You could go ahead and capture this in a function if you so wish. So that's what we've got on there. While we're in the HUD, we are going to look at, yes, we made some changes there. So we're going to look at our event pin recipe. Then let's give ourselves some space. We're getting a bit crowded in here. Move that lot down a little bit. So in our event pin recipe here, here, we're going to make some changes. So we're fine right up to here, but we're going to drag this recipe off, add some rewrap nodes, and just after add child, we're going to move these across. Then from here, we're going to get appliance type used. I forgot to put E on there, look. I'm going to shift and delete that so it straightens that up. And we're going to do a switch on here. We can join that into here. Now, if we look here, we've got give prep table and refresh UI. We're going to do that. And we're also going to say on here, give drinks machine. Now, if we did the last episodes, that will make sense to you. And then we're going to refresh UI message, same as before. Okay, I think that's all we have to do in the HUD. We now want to open up our kitchen manager. So in our core blueprints, our kitchen manager, we want to open that up. I believe there's quite a few changes in there. Let me just open it up in my test project. Right, so first thing I want you to do is find your event start or new order. So look down here, event start new order. And again, I think we need to separate it from the trees a little bit. Let's have some working room. Okay. So we're the same up to recipe, give current recipe, make stage from recipe is the same. Current recipe is valid, it's the same. And here we differ. So we're going to drag those out, and we're going, in fact, going to disconnect them for the moment. And we are going to, again, out of here, get appliance type used with its crazy spelling mistake. Again, we're going to do a switch. Oh, another sequence. Switch. Going to connect that to the is valid. And if it's prep table, we are going to continue as we were before. And the recipe, we can use our current recipe for here. That's fine. Let's just drag it up out of the way. And we are going to get our Drinks Machine references we don't have at the moment. Let me just check where am I setting that from. Okay, so we've got an event, one of our interfaces, our utils, event set Drinks Machine. If I remember rightly, I delayed that because the last time when I was trying to do that, I was having trouble with. We definitely don't have it, no. And it is of type Drinks Machine, so just promote that to a variable called Drinks Machine there. Okay, so now we've got that reference. Back to our new order here. I lost it. Here it is. We're going to get our Drinks Machine reference that we've just made. And we are going to, we can use these. Okay. Target is our Drinks Machine now as opposed to, oops, as opposed to the previous prep table. And then we're just going to simply copy and paste that, refresh the UI. Make sure you use the reference of the Drinks Machine, not the recipe. How do we know? So that is that. And I'm just going to double check if we've got any other changes in here. That. Okay. Oh yes, we have another Give Drinks Machine ref. Now we've got the reference, we can just add that to there. And that is all we've used it for in there. Okay, so the start new order should be done. Let me just check if there's anything in the pinned widget about it. Nope. The recipe page, I don't think so. I think it might be in the recipe book. Okay, content is fine. Changed. I'm just checking. Okay, I believe that is all we need to do in there. So the next stage is our drinks machine parent. Begin play. So on our begin play, I think we've already done it. I'm just double checking. No, we're not. Oh, that's kitchen manager. I'm in the wrong one here. Hang on a minute. Drinks machine parent. Begin play. Yes, we're setting drinks machine reference there. We're doing that. So I think set ingredients list. I believe we've already done that. I remember doing that. Yes. And refresh UI, update the pinned list. Let's double check that. Yeah, we did that. I remember doing it. Hopefully that should solve the problem. So let's have a quick test. I'm with pause a minute because I've got a feeling there's another setting. I can't remember where I put it. We've still got a negative on there. So what we need to do is let me just double check on the drinks machine. Probably actually on the coffee machine. Yes. So on our actual coffee machine, here, we have machine contains here. We're going to add to the map and we're going to add what it contains. So if yours has more than one, you can put more than one. As it's just a coffee machine. The coffee, I'm just putting an amount here. At the moment, that amount is not being decreased, but it will be. That's something planned for the future, which is why it's there. So we've got 100. So now hopefully that should stop that recipe problem. And now you see we've got a nice check. And let's see whether it goes away. That's the other problem. That's our black coffee button. We get our black coffee, our button lights up as it should do. Remove the cart. down on there, left click to put the lid on, add food to delivery bag, so it's open, stick that in there, close the bag, okay, open, okay, so at the moment it's not unpinning not unpinning the order. I'll be right back with you. I'm trying to keep this short, so I'm not going to let you watch the finding out why. I'll be right back with you. Okay, I found the problem. The problem is in the recipe data assets for the coffees, because you'll notice it works fine on your bread and jam and your toast and jam, but it doesn't work. It doesn't disappear on your coffees. That's because if we go into one of these, doesn't matter which one, we stopped at 6, send for delivery. I forgot to add the line 7 completed, so go ahead and add that. Make sure you got completed on here, and that should work fine. I'm just going to make sure that I've got nothing outstanding in my Teaching Manager. I've been disconnecting stuff. I'll find out why. I believe I disconnected that. Make sure I've connected that again. Okay, because it's checking for the word completed here. Oh, it's not getting it, so therefore it's skipping out here. It's going straight to none. So let's try again. We can make let's make a medium white for change. Get a medium cut. Pop it in the machine. Hit the white button. Now comes our lovely coffee. Move it. Okay, let's take it away over here. Click on this one. Left mouse button. Pop our lid on. Sweet coffee. Open that. Open it here. Drop it in there. Close the delivery bag. Open our recipe book. Now you're seeing we're getting here. Now this stage says completed, so it's going to go ahead and unpin the recipe as it should be, and the recipe is gone. That's fine. Okay, the other little problem, not problem, but annoying thing is in here. If you pin a recipe, then we click our tab, it doesn't have focus, yeah? Focus becomes on there. We have to click on here again to get the focus. I think the focus is going to the other key. So let's go to our over here to our recipe page, open that up. And I think we have to select both of these buttons. And it's something to do with focus. Just open up the same one on my test project. It doesn't do it on my test project. Must be something I missed when we were making this one. Let me just check. Let's see. Focus. No. Oh, hang on. Look. Okay, so on your checkbox, click the is focusable off. I think that will stop that annoying thing. Let's try it. Let's try a large white coffee. Check our checkbox. I've got my mouse over here, and it does that page here now nicely. And now our machine is all working nicely. If I try and put black in here, shows me I've clicked the wrong button, doesn't move on the stage till I hit the right button, and away we go. Okay, so that shows the little bugs done. I'm going to call that video here. It was just a quick one to do this. The next video may well be a little bit longer in coming because it's quite a big item. We will be starting to, and it will be a course over several videos because it's quite a lengthy thing. We will be starting to add an automated system with a screen, 3D interactable screen, so that you can select which order you want to make, and it's going to bring up the recipes as you've completed them. It will bring up the next one in the order, and so on and so forth. And when you go to put everything in your bag, it will check that order, which is the current order, and make sure you've got everything before it will allow you to send it for delivery. So it's quite a lengthy one, possibly longer than the coffee machine or drinks machine we've just done. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, send me a comment. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. If you don't like, send me a comment, tell me why. But as always, keep it civil. I do delete any abusive comments, so don't waste your time even typing them. If you really like my work, join my Patreon or buy me a coffee. If you want to have a chat, or you need some extra help, or you just want to see what's going on in the community, let's build my community up on our Discord. Come along and join my Discord. And I will say thank you and goodbye for now.